Good afternoon. Today, the Justice Department is proud to announce new developments in our ongoing investigation into Ryan James Wedding. Wedding is the former Olympian from Canada who is now the leader of a transnational criminal enterprise. He's currently on the FBI's and has been top 10 most wanted list. He controls one of the most prolific and violent drug trafficking organizations in this world. He is currently the largest distributor of cocaine in Canada. Wedding collaborates closely with the Sinaloa cartel, a foreign terrorist organization, to flood not only American but also Canadian communities with cocaine coming from Colombia. His organization is responsible for importing approximately 60 metric tons of cocaine a year into Los Angeles via semi-trucks from Mexico. To put that in perspective, 60 metric tons is approximately the weight of 40 standard cars. Imagine that. That's how much cocaine, the weight of 40 cars, he is bringing into our country a year. In the course of the investigation, more than 35 individuals have been indicted. Over 2,000 kilos and numerous weapons have been seized. Approximately $3.2 million in cryptocurrency has been recovered, and over $13 million in physical assets has been confiscated. Wedding is also accused of murdering a federal witness after he was indicted in 2024. He used a Canadian website called The Dirty News to post photographs of the witness and his wife in order to locate him, which ultimately succeeded. The witness was gunned down in a restaurant in Medellin before he could testify against Wedding. Today, we're unsealing a new indictment, charging Wedding with 2 additional counts of witness tampering and intimidation, murder, money laundering, and drug trafficking. The website that was used to hunt down this witness and his wife, that has since been removed. That has been deleted. Protecting federal witnesses from retaliation is core to the department's mission. It's about individual safety, but more, it's about protecting the rule of law itself. The new indictment also includes several other individuals involved in the murder of the witness and other crimes in connection with this criminal enterprise. You're going to be hearing more about that from the people behind me. We're working very closely with our partners at the State Department and the Department of Treasury. The State Department has raised the reward for Ryan Wedding from $10 million to $15 million. We're offering $2 million rewards for information leading to the arrest of those involved in the murder of the witness. The Treasury Department's Foreign Asset Control is seizing assets belonging to approximately 19 of the targets associated with Wedding's criminal enterprise, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I want to thank the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, as well as our Canadian law enforcement partners for their steadfast commitment to bring Ryan Wedding to justice. I also want to thank the Colombian National Police, who have greatly helped us. Let me be clear, drugs are killing our kids. Whether you are a street-level drug dealer, a common street-level drug dealer, or an international drug kingpin, we are coming for you, we will find you, and you will be accountable and held to justice for your crimes.
A Toronto area defense lawyer has become a key figure tied to Canadian Olympian turned alleged drug lord Ryan Wedding. Deepak Paradkar, who previously went by the handle Cocaine Lawyer on social media, now faces charges linked to a massive criminal operation that smuggles cocaine. Authorities say they believe Wedding is hiding in Mexico, and they claim Paradkar advised him to murder a witness to avoid extradition. Well, let's get some perspective on this lawyer and this story. We're joined by Gary Batasar. He's a GTA criminal lawyer who has known Deepak Paradkar for decades, and he joins us now live from Brampton, Ontario. Gary, tell me what your reaction was when you first heard about these charges.
Well, I think the reaction, Ian, is the same that everybody across the country that are in the law business, especially criminal law. In our community, we're a small legal community of criminal lawyers. We were in shock.
So the United States discloses a lot of information about charges very quickly, certainly very different from Canada. So the indictment has a lot of detail in it, and I think you've read the indictment, right?
Correct.
So what can you tell us about the allegations against Paradkar?
Well, it's exactly what has been reported, and it's shocking. A lot of us hope it's not true, but the allegations are exactly what's been reported. There's conspiracy charges, there's cocaine charges, there's arranging homicide, and that's what the allegation is. And again, they're simply allegations. Nothing's been proven in court.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, as a criminal defense lawyer yourself, when you see that level of detail in the indictment and you know the charges have been laid, what does that suggest to you about the evidence or the evidence gathering by police?
Well, I think the evidence gathering is probably the most important part. And I think the police, obviously, if they're making extradition requests to foreign countries, they have to make sure all their I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And that's precisely what the U.S. government and Department of Justice is probably doing before they laid these charges. They probably gathered wiretap evidence, informants. They probably had a number of other things at play, both here, the U.S. and Mexico and other countries. So this is not something they just decided to do overnight. It was a planned strategic move, and in conjunction with the RCMP and the OPP. And that's how we find ourselves here.
Now, you don't have to be a lawyer to know about lawyer-client privilege, the confidentiality that is very difficult for authorities to kind of pierce and get behind. So this had me scrambling to look up like what some of the exceptions are to lawyer-client privilege. But I guess if you counsel a crime or allegedly counsel a crime, that might be enough to lift that protection, right?
Absolutely. We as lawyers are entrusted with all of the privileged information that our clients give us, and we keep that with us and don't disclose it to anybody. But we cannot participate, be part of criminal activity, participate in criminal activity because privilege does not apply under those circumstances. And that's precisely what happened here, according to the allegations.
You know, the life of a defense lawyer can be tough sometimes because you can, of course, end up defending people who are, not, are kind of reviled in society, right? And I've talked to lots of defense lawyers over the years who say that part of what they do is give people what they have a right to, which is a vigorous legal defense. And of course, that has to be done within the parameters of the law. One of the things about Paradkar, even before this, is he seemed to come close to the other lines, like in terms of his social media posts and kind of almost bragging about the fact that he defended people who were charged with drug crimes. How did that feel to his fellow lawyers when you saw kind of how flashy and maybe provocative his social media posts were?
Well, everybody conducts themselves the way they see fit, and he chose to, if he wanted to be flamboyant and wear flashy shoes and have great cars, he had a very busy practice. He had a successful practice. That was his right. It wasn't something that the majority of other lawyers would have done. We've seen the social media posts. We've seen some of the things on Instagram, et cetera. And it's not the way that I conduct business. And a lot of my colleagues don't do it that way. But as I said, I can't criticize as somebody who wants to spend their money the way they see fit. But the reality is we try to fly under the radar and just defend our clients vigorously, make sure their rights aren't trampled upon, and it's done so within the law.
Gary Bhattacharya is a GTA lawyer who's known Ryan Wedding's lawyer, Deepak Paradkar, for decades. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thanks for asking me.
I came from the bottom, I grew up with roaches and mice. And they threw a party as soon as we turned out the lights. I ain't have a job, but my man had an awesome white. I wasn't trying to take it there, but I'm going tonight.